Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope. This is your boy, the Peace Dealer. Shout out to Ace Vane. I copped this hoodie. I hate it here. Hit that brother up. He knows what's up. If y'all want to know his sun and moon, Pisces sun, Aqua moon. So this is a ascended master. Yeah, you got my full support. Other than that, I wanted to talk about 10 degrees Cancer as the moon exits out of Scorpio and enters Sagittarius. There's something about the moon in Sagittarius that makes the sun shine brighter, I notice, and magical effects that occur. Before I go into this daily horoscope, I do want to apologize about what I said about Breonna Taylor and how that might have come across, because I had said that very quickly and it wasn't necessarily said clear enough. So one thing that I was highlighting when I mentioned her was the media deception that is exploiting our black brothers and sisters and shamelessly using their deaths to basically act like they care about us so that they can steer their political agenda. And I highlighted the case of Breonna Taylor in a sense where they really didn't shed all the details so that they can get you to react harshly and kind of act accordingly. And when I mentioned Candace Owens, I didn't really explain that very well. Candace Owens never really said that black people, encourage the celebration of criminals. She was saying that the media kind of finesses us to embrace this. That in of itself might have come off as me saying that Breonna is a criminal. I don't think that she's a criminal, and I don't think that she should have died. Rayshard Brooks should have never have been killed. George Floyd should have never been killed. So when I say certain things like this, it could, oh, that's hilarious. Do you see this person? My bad. That person was like yelling his ass off at the car in front of him. And I thought that was hilarious. I thought he was listening to death metal music, but because it was just like, but he was just yelling at the car in front of him. But other than that, when I say these things, it could sound like I justify their murders, which I never did, never will. But my whole frustration was really just more at how people act like they care about black lives, but exploit these deaths just to get us to do what they want politically. In that sense, I actually do apologize for shifting the blame on Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, because I had gained insight that he shot back at the cops. And so, it would make sense that the cops would shoot back if one of them were injured. But I realized recently that, I knew he didn't know that they were cops, but, he definitely does have the right to stand his ground. And it makes sense why his case was dismissed. But I just want to clear up any misconception. I didn't say what I said in my weekly to make it sound that she should have gotten shot and killed. I know some people take it like that, which is weird. I just kind of wanted to illustrate the deception and how media stories will take unfortunate stories like this, like Elijah Wood, and then get you guys all riled up to think that you're doing any kind of social justice, which you are. Signing petitions really doesn't do much. And then when you don't get what you want, you get riled and you get angry. And this is all orchestrated, okay? It's unfortunate that we've lost these lives in this way. You don't have to convince me that police brutality is a problem. I've experienced it at least 3 times. It's just what pisses me off is how, this fakeness of acting like people care about black lives when they really don't. People only care about black lives when it purports some agenda. And I just think it's disgusting how the deaths of, how you doing? I think it's disgusting how the deaths of Breonna Taylor, the deaths of George Floyd, the deaths of Elijah Wood are kind of being used, okay, just to promote some agenda, whether that's to defund or abolish the police force or whatever, okay? So I just kind of want you to be more aware of that. It's not like these stories weren't open before, but there's a reason why they're trending now. And so I'm gonna keep calling that out. But yeah, definitely whatever justice that should be appropriately allocated, I hope they get that. And other than that, you know, as the moon will move in to Sagittarius, you want to be very mindful of what's been developing in just these short days and periods, because that's all what's going to come to light. And now that we've moved beyond the Mercury retrograde transit, okay, this is what's going to allow us to process a lot of the information that we've been given in hindsight in order for you to take greater action. 9 degrees yesterday was an action degree. Well, 10 degrees is a manifestation degree. And the reason why I started this video off with the media deception and just outright shameless using of Black Deaths to rile up young, well-meaning people to mobilize them as pawns for protests, is that's the reason why I started this video off with that, is that's Neptune in Pisces. Okay, it's trining the Cancer sun. As we activate this trine with Pisces and Neptune here, this is what's going to really test those who can see through illusions, because the true form of Pisces is divinity. Okay, the true form of Neptune is transcendence. So I don't want to demonize Pisces. I don't want to demonize Neptune. In and of itself, these are divine vibrations. But when people don't have integrity, it could be used for fraud. All right, Pisces is about evoking to pity. And so people will have you evoke to their pity. And this is where you have to really exercise discernment. Not everyone who cries out really needs help. And you need to really be aware of how to really know what's being used for what. And this is everything that's going to be brought out into light as soon as the moon enters Sagittarius later tonight. Okay, and this is going to begin the process of really adjusting our behavior relative to the power that we're initially manifesting as we move into the second decade of Pluto. And now let me stop acting diplomatic, because you niggas and bitches can get it, man. I swear to God, this is where we're stepping into the spiritual war aspect and the first boss. And so this is psychic projections. This is telepathy. This is energetic, direct expression. Think about a Kamehameha wave, all right? This is really allowing you to harness the emotional or psychic potential of your abilities so that you can begin to not only practice this, but define it and subsequently define your character. And so this is for those of you who might feel paranoid that you're receiving essences and energies. You're not paranoid. You're filling in the pool of your receptivity. If you think of Cancer as a pool of power, well, Scorpio is filling in the deeper aspect, and this is going to allow you to sense a lot more. This grand water trine is opening up a lot of sensitivity, and as the moon will be sextiling Saturn, Jupiter, okay, and also Pluto, this is definitely going to allow you to strengthen definitively your ability to be receptive to that which you can't see at the core of your being, Scorpio. And it's tonight that's going to have you break through in techniques in which you can take the manifested version of this power and harness it accordingly. What does that mean? It's time for the counterattack, guys. Before we step into the first boss battle, you have to fight like the pre-boss, or you have to fight like certain enemies before that boss battle. That's tonight, y'all. That's what y'all about to do. This is meant to make sure you're ready for the boss battle. Okay, this is meant to give you an idea of whether you need to train more or whether you're ready. So meet these conflicts with the courage of a warrior. You are the psychic warrior now. And as you develop your psychic abilities, this will definitely fine-tune and sharpen your sincerity. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't allow your emotions. Cancer is all about feelings. Don't allow your emotions to get manipulated by people who want to tell you things but not give you the full context, because they know that you can react very strongly to it and they can use you at will. I'm not saying that everyone who's reacting is being used. Some people are using it to their own benefit because they're smart like that. But let's just move smarter. You know what I'm saying? And outside of that, y'all stay blessed as always. A lot of the development that you're gonna gain today will have much to do with the square this energy is making to Chiron. And so you must be willing to confront insecurities about your character head on and really see them for what they are. The same things that people will be willing to make fun of you are really just revealing their own insecurities, and that's why they feel like they need to bring you down, because you threaten them in some case. And whether you want to let that get to you is up to you, but whether you want to, take everything special about you and own up to it instead of shun some and own up to some, that's really going to make or break how prepared you are for this boss battle, where, equipping and utilizing your insecurities against you will be the tool of the enemy. And so if you've embraced your insecurities that Jupiter and Scorpio taught, you'll really stand firm, courageous, and bold, and you'll be ready to catch that W. So until tomorrow, y'all stay blessed as always.